Hey everybody, and welcome back to Imagineers Disney Podcast. I'm your host, Matt. I have some sad news. Susie is not with us tonight. She is actually feeling under the weather. I got a text message from her a little while ago that saying she was not feeling good. I don't know if she has the Disney blues from not going to the park in such a long time, but maybe that's it. But I actually do think she's feeling pretty bad. So we will look forward to having her on for next week's episode. But this week, I am honored to have a very special guest with us this week. I have Michele Atwood of the Main Street Mouse, who is one of the most genuine, kindest, sweetest Disney fan bloggers and promoters out there, and also an author. But we are just super excited to have her on. Michele, welcome.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So, real quick before we get into this week's topic, Michele, just talk to us a little bit about Main Street Mouse.
Okay, in summary, the Main Street Mouse is a fan site for all things Disney. It was started back in 2010 as a hobby. It was just one of those things that we were trying to find a place where Disney fans could get together and talk and make friends that are just as excited about Disney as we are in a family-friendly environment. And it just kind of grew from there. It took off and it got bigger and bigger, and we were running it from Michigan. And eventually in 2014, we made the leap and moved to Orlando, and the site just continued to grow, and it's been a huge blessing, and we absolutely love doing it.
Yeah, and you know, I met you guys at one of your very first fan meetups in the parks.
We do our meetups, yes. Every year we do a big meetup, and we spend the whole day with everybody planning events and such. So yes, that's where I met you.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a really great community of just Disney fans. So if you're looking to connect with like-minded people who love the mouse and everything about Disney, and if you're looking for just really great articles, and, you know, Scott and Michele work, Scott, her husband, both of them put together some really great articles and just keep you up to date with information. So if you are looking for that, you can find them on Facebook. I mean, you guys are on social media pretty much everywhere, but Facebook, they are Main Street Mouse, and then they have a Twitter account, Instagram. Michele, I know your personal Instagram, which is awesome. Cindershella.
And everything else is under the Main Street Mouse, except for Twitter is just Main Street Mouse.
And then, of course, you can also find them at themainstreetmouse.com.
.com, yes.
So, and I know that we briefly mentioned it, but you know, you talked about moving down from Michigan down to Orlando, and that's really kind of the subject of your book, Moving to Main Street, USA. And talk to us a little bit about that real quick.
Okay, when I'm trying to think, it was 2 years ago, we were approached by a publishing company. They had gotten wind of our story and how, you know, we were just your regular Disney fans from Michigan, and how we decided to pack up everything and move across the country for, you know, for the greater good of the site, and because of our, you know, our love of Disney and everything that we do. And they found that to be interesting, which I guess it's interesting because a lot of people, you know, it's hard to make a move like that. So I was approached to write my story, and of course I was scared, but I jumped at it. It's not just about moving to, you know, across the country for Disney World. I really tried to approach it from the stance of going out of your comfort zone and taking a risk, and pursuing your dreams regardless of what they are. I mean, not everybody has crazy dreams like me, you know, want to live by Walt Disney World. It could be anything. So I just try to do it from a motivational standpoint to give people hope that, you know what, if I can chase my dreams and, you know, leave my comfort zone, anybody can. So that's basically the whole thing. But there is a lot of Disney in it, but it's my whole story, and the feedback has been wonderful on it. And we've been, you know, really, it's been great to hear the feedback. Let's just say that it's been really wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, just by looking at the title, you're thinking, okay, so this is going to be really about Disney, but I think you're right. It's so much more personal than that. it's an inspirational book. And I think, for anyone who is looking for something that encourages them to pursue their dreams, it's an excellent read. So you can find that on their website at mainstreetmouse.com. You can purchase it there. It's also available on Amazon, I believe. Yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's on Amazon under Moving to Main Street USA, and they have a Kindle version, and you can have the physical version, but on our website, there's a spot that you can actually order a personalized signed copy as well.
Awesome. So be sure to go check that out. It's a excellent read.
Thank you.
So with Michele's influence in the Disney community, she has actually had some really great opportunities recently to get some previews of Toy Story Land. So we all know that Toy Story Land is going to be opening this June 30th. So we are coming up on that real quick. Toy Story Land was first announced in 2015, and then ever since then, it's been kind of like sitting on the edge of your seat, waiting for this to open, because I think it's something that Hollywood Studios desperately needs right now. So,
Agreed.
You have your thrill attractions like Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror, which is one of my personal favorites, and then of course Star Tours, and the Muppets, but and that's more kid friendly. But it was kind of missing something. You needed more attractions for families with younger kids. And when this was announced in 2015, and they announced that it was going to be opening this summer, it's really exciting. So I'm looking forward to it opening. So the land itself is going to have 3 attractions. The first one has already been in the park for several years. That is Toy Story Midway Mania. So you can look forward to doing that over and over again like you have in the past. So I don't think anything has changed except for the entrance. So as you're walking back to Pixar Place, that entrance would be right there on the right. So they are moving it to where it's actually going to be inside Toy Story Land itself. So the entrance to the ride will be around the corner from there. We are getting 2 new attractions with this land, and that is the Slinky Dog Dash, which is a family coaster. And the height requirement for that one is going to be 38 inches. So, I mean, it's really going to be great for really the young ones in your family. And then the last attraction is actually going to be Alien Swirling Saucers. And if anyone has seen video of Mater's Junkyard Jamboree out in California at the Disneyland parks in DCA with Cars Land, the ride system is basically being copied from that to look like Alien Swirling Saucers with the Toy Story theme. So it's going to fit really nice in that area. So Michele, you've walked back in that area a little bit and gotten some previews of what everything looks like. Describe it a little bit for us. How's the scenery? How's the decorations and theming?
The theming is everything that you would hope it would be. It's so highly anticipated. You want to go back there and you want to be wowed as you walk in, and you really are. The Imagineers have put so much thought into this area. The whole premise of it is that you are the size of a toy, like a green army man, and you are in Andy's backyard. So you're small and everything else is big. They have, like, as soon as you walk in the area, you'll see Woody. And then they have big Tinker Toys in the area. They have big strands of Christmas lights across the walkways. There's like, I want to call it, like, shrubbery around the area because it's supposed to look like you're in the grass, and they did it so it doesn't look like it's overgrown. You can tell that they put a lot of thought. And then there's even right next to the Slinky Dog Dash on the right side, there's like a huge, like, it looks like a fence in somebody's backyard. To look like the theming is so well done. They put so much thought, but everything is oversized, and it's pretty awesome back there. It really is.
Yeah, I can't wait to actually see it in person. And just the way that you're describing it, I feel like the Imagineers in general, especially the past, with Pandora, I mean, home run as far as design and just that full immersion in theming. And then, 2019 coming around the corner, so we know that Galaxy's Edge is going to be even more so.
It is. And speaking of Galaxy's Edge, when we were back there, I had asked them, and when we were standing back there at the construction site at Toy Story Land, you could clearly see the construction at Galaxy's Edge. And the topic had come up, once everything is done, are you still going to be able to see Galaxy's Edge from that area? And they said no, that they are going to have blockers up to where Toy Story Land is going to be its own separate entity, like it's their own world. So then when you go into the entrance of Galaxy's Edge, you're not going to, it's going to be its own spot as well.
Yeah, they're not going to bleed over into each other. So
no, because right now you can see it, but because the construction at Galaxy's Edge is huge. I mean, the structures and such over there are very big, so they have to put things up to where you don't see any of that. And I'm sure when I was back there in May, there is a lot that still needs to be done. Let's just say that they're burning daylight to get this done. Let's just put it that way.
Well, and I have no doubt that they will have that done on time. I guess that may be why we haven't really seen any pass holder previews for this.
That's exactly why. And I asked, I try to be inquisitive but nice about it.
Right.
And I had asked, I said, my readers want to know about annual pass holder previews, about different things. And he said, truthfully, they can't say because they're not done yet. And they're working as quickly as they can to get everything done. But they said if they're going to do a pass holder preview, of course they'll let people know, but right now they're not saying.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you just kind of have to have a little bit of grace. You have to understand. I mean, I think there are more projects going on right now at Walt Disney World than there has been. I mean, I don't even know. Maybe the history of the parks on the East Coast, other than the construction of the Magic Kingdom and the big parks themselves. But with individual projects like Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge, you got the Skyliner system, and then the Ratatouille attraction, Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, the list. The list goes on, and then you got Tron that's already have some land that's being cleared for that, and that's for 2021. So they are working night and day on projects that will be a benefit to you years ahead. So just even though we didn't get a preview for this, and we probably won't, I'm not saying we won't, but probably not, just be patient. June 30th is right around the corner, so we are almost there, and it's going to be great. So
it is, and it will not disappoint. It's pretty amazing back there, and I'm really excited, being that I was able to see the progression over the past few months, to be able to go like media weekend when you get to see everything done. I'm just really excited to see it.
For sure. So once again, the three attractions that are going to be inside Toy Story Land are going to be Toy Story Midway Mania, the Slinky Dog Dash, which is going to be your family coaster, and then Alien Swirling Saucers. Yeah, super cool theming. And that theming actually even bleeds over into the food options that you will be able to experience inside the land at Woody's Lunchbox. So, Michelle, talk to us a little bit. You said it was under construction the last time you were in there, but with the oversized theme, you're basically walking up to Andy's Lunchbox that is Woody themed.
Yes. That's exactly it. It's almost done, and it actually does look like a lunchbox that you had like when you were a kid. It's really cute, but they still have like scaffolding on the outside. It wasn't done. So I actually was able to go see a presentation at the Yacht Club, and it was the chefs that actually put the food together actually talked about the different food offerings and showed us pictures. It's not your typical walk-up food. I know, we get a little jaded sometimes with our kids because, we're locals and, we go up to the walk-ups and they're like, oh, chicken nuggets again, or, they want something different. The food options are better back there. They're just better.
Yeah, and I think, once again, I can't say this enough, we talked about it with the theming in Pandora, but even with the food in Pandora, I think, Satu'li Canteen is one of the best, if not the best, quick service option in the Disney parks on the East Coast, but just kind of those unique options are also going to be offered at this place. So, I mean, when I look at this menu, it's comfort food is what comes to mind. So, I mean, just a couple of highlights. Now, I'm going to forewarn all of you, most of everything on this menu is not entirely healthy. So you have, but I mean, it sounds so good. So good. So,
well, it's one of the things is a little. Actually, there's like two things that are a little bit healthy. I mean, if you don't want to go full-fledged bad, but most Disney calories don't count. But,
exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Well, we'll just start with the more healthy ones. So I think the smoked turkey breakfast sandwich is going to be a nice option. So, you've got smoked turkey breast, melted Swiss cheese, sauteed green peppers and onions, scrambled eggs on sourdough. So I think that may be kind of the lightest sandwich option there. So if you're not looking for something too heavy, that might be a good option. But if you're looking to be just really, really bad, the s'more French toast sandwich, this thing looks incredible.
Yes.
Marshmallow and chocolate ganache stuffed in grilled custard-soaked brioche, encrusted with graham cracker crumbs. I mean, It is heaven on a plate.
It is. And you know what? The thing is that it's going to be really hard. I mean, it's not something I don't think I'd get all the time, but you have to try it. And then they do have, if you feel guilty, they do have like a yogurt parfait that they're offering in the morning. I mean, some people don't like to eat heavy, but it's Disney. You got to get the French toast sandwich.
Now, it may not look to you this way, but sometimes I do like to eat a little bit lighter. Once again, like when I go over to Satuli Canteen, sometimes I get the kids meal, especially if I want the the cheeseburger pods, because the adult meal comes with two. Well, sometimes I just want one, so I get the kids meal. So same thing applies here with the s'more French toast sandwich. You can actually get half a sandwich. So that is an option if you are just looking for a little bit smaller portion. So some of the lunch and dinner highlights that I will talk about here briefly. The Monte Cristo. So if you've ever had a Monte Cristo, this seems just a little bit tweaked. It may be a little unique twist on that sandwich. So it's smoked turkey, ham, and then you have your raspberry jam, and Dijon mustard, and melted Swiss cheese, and it's grilled instead of deep fried. I know a lot of Monte Cristos are deep fried, but this one's grilled, and once again, it's in that custard-soaked brioche that the French, the s'more French toast sandwich comes on. So I think that's going to be an interesting one to try for sure. I'm going to have to try the tachos. That is TOTCHOS. It is half tater tots, half nachos. So another thing I absolutely love. So they don't call them tater tots. They're not tots. They have aptly named them potato barrels. So I think that's cool. So it's potato barrels coated with beef and bean chili, shredded cheese, signature queso, with tomatoes, corn chips, and served with sour cream and a sprinkle of green onions. So think of like, a taco salad, but with tater tots and, corn chips. So, so good.
Yeah, it sounds so bad, but I know a lot of people in my own circle that would love to try it. You have to try it at least once.
I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to trying that in the middle of July, per se, with 100-degree heat bearing down on you, but I may have to wait and hold off until the fall when it's cooled off a little bit, just so heavy. Oh, but yeah, I mean, you got that, but let's talk about those desserts real quick. So they got a couple of desserts, and they are variations kind of on Pop-Tarts. So you have a raspberry lunchbox tart, which is the raspberry marmalade stuffed pastry coated in a strawberry fondant and crispy pearls. So that's going to be a really nice fruity kind of Pop-Tart, and then on the opposite end, you kind of have a more savory, sweet chocolate hazelnut one that has chocolate hazelnut stuffed pastry, and it's coated in a maple glaze, and then on top is candied bacon. So bacon, sign me up. I will have that anytime. So
And they're bigger than your standard Pop-Tart too. They're like rectangular. They're bigger than what you would think as well. So I mean, bigger is better, I guess, sometimes when it comes to food like that.
I mean, really cool options. And then lastly, the beverages. We'll hit these real quick. We have the Mystic Portal Punch, which is a Powerade Mountain Berry Blast with flavors of lemon, lime, and tangerine. So that sounds really unique and fun, especially for the kids. And then, of course, they'll have their assorted fountain beverages. And then they actually have an ice cream float with root beer. So I think I'm not a huge cup collector for Disney cups, but I gotta say, I saw the picture of this one and I gotta have it. It's so cool. The Alien Sipper. I don't know if anyone has seen the photos of it. If just Google search the Alien Sipper Cup Disney, and you'll see it. So it's a clear plastic cup that has an alien down at the bottom of it, and there's a claw that sits inside the cup that reaches for it. So, and then there's actually wording on the outside of the cup that says the claw. So really, really cool. I know that they sold out immediately at Pixar Fest over in California. So have you seen these yet, Michelle, like up close in person?
Yes, actually I have. I've seen all the merchandise for Toy Story Land, and with these cups, the whole idea, what one of the chefs had said was that that Powerade that you were talking about.
Yes.
The color was geared towards that alien green color, so it matches the cup. I mean, that's how well thought out this was.
So cool.
So yeah, so they had the cups, they didn't have the stuff in it, but the pictures, the stock photos of the food has the Powerade inside, and it does look pretty cool in there. I mean, and the cups are adorable, and I really think that just like in California, that these are going to sell pretty quickly.
Yeah, so if you're planning on being there opening day, you might want to get your hands on them real quick because they are not going to be on the shelves long. So I know you mentioned that you saw all the merchandise. You want to talk about other merchandise that you saw? Sure.
They actually have quite a bit. They have the T-shirts, of course. There is in a similar theming too of like the Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse ears. They have the headband that has the alien eyeballs on the top. It's green, and the eyeballs, they move back and forth. So as you turn your head, you can hear like a little clicking. The eyeballs move too.
Okay.
And it lights up. It's really cute. And then they have, speaking of light up, they have a Slinky dog that you can the actual coils on him, they light up. It's almost like a rainbow lights in that go through him, and you can wear him. You can like put him over your shoulders or put him on, or just play with it. But how they were displaying it was somebody was wearing it or like around, like almost like a shawl almost. They have the mugs, of course. They have a backpack. There's like a Christmas ornament with the celebratory, Toy Story opening. There's certain merchandise that is geared just for the summer, like the opening. It says opening 2018, and then there's regular old like hats and stuff that say Toy Story Land. But there is going to be some commemorative, right, like first edition merchandise. But
pins
it's all
and all that stuff, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Some of it's going to say summer 2018, and then when that's gone, it's just going to be regular Toy Story Land merchandise.
Yeah, and I hope, and it sounds like they don't have it yet, but I hope eventually that they will have some Wheezy merchandise, because who doesn't love Wheezy, right? And Wheezy is actually going to be at the end of the Slinky Dog coaster. I when they announced that, I'm like, yes, Wheezy getting some love.
Yes, and also... And Mr. Potato Head is going to be back in that area, too. I know a lot of people were upset that they took Mr. Potato Head out. He is coming back.
You heard it from her. It's coming back.
He's coming back.
So yeah, I mean, it's going to be such a great place. I mean, with the attractions and with the food and the theming, once again, it's just going to be such a needed space right now in Hollywood Studios, and with the opening of Galaxy's Edge next year, and then Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, there's going to be such popular attractions that I think Toy Story Land is going to help kind of sift people away from those areas and really kind of level out, or at least try to, the crowd within the park. So it's going to be really great. And so that is going to be June 30th when it opens. So there is still time to book your summer vacations. There are still rooms available. So if you are looking to book, give me an email. I'll be happy to help you. Once again, we always just try to find the best deals for you and your family. We're actively looking for discounts. And we take care of everything for you. Dining reservations, fast pass selections. So it's personal concierge level service every time that you book. So we always look forward to helping families make magical memories. And that's what we love. Michele, thank you so much for joining us this week. And you can, once again, follow all of them on social media, on Facebook, Main Street Mouse. Keep up to date with all of their articles and blog posts and their community itself. The community is fantastic and amazing and just really great people to interact with. So, so Michele, thank you so much.
And thank you for having me, Matt. I appreciate it.
So thanks again, everybody, for listening, and be sure to subscribe to the podcast, and we will see you next time.